Golly, that's good.
I haven't found my first Blanton's.
Wow. That's different. I really like that.
Peychauds or Peychauds or...
Yeah, no, I'm gorgeous.
Although probably fuzzier was better.
Okay. So, this is not what I expected. Well, hi, gang. Quinn is here, Mac is here, Kevin is here. My dog is upstairs barking for no good reason whatsoever. But here we are. It's Thursday, and it's time to get our drink on. I chose Buzzard's Roost tonight. This is one I've had in my possession for, I don't know, a month or so, maybe 6 weeks. And I'm just now getting around to it, and I've got a lot of round to it's I've got to get to, but we're going to get to this one tonight. I did a little research on this like I do all of them. And this is an unusual product in kind of a strange way. It's not the juice that they are talking about. You know, your Old Foresters, your Buffalo Traces, your all those other ones, they're all about their distillery, what they make, their recipes, their mash bills, blah, blah, blah. This is MGP. And you know that I've got nothing against MGP. It is a 3-year rye that's aged at MGP. And then what happens is Buzzard's Roost, they take it and they put it in their own proprietary barrels. They've got some kind of relationship with their coopersmiths that they make the barrels to their exact specifications. They toast them the way they want. They char them, kind of a light char, like a number 1, number 2 char. That way they could say it's their unique flavor, their unique profile, and really something that somebody else wouldn't be able to copy really easily because it is a proprietary design for the barrels. Think of it as like a double oaked, right? It's going to age at MGP for 3 years. It's going to go to Kentucky. It's going to sit in their barrels for, could be as low as 3 weeks. But let's get into this a little bit. Okay. So it's called a sippin' whiskey. Used to say that on the front label. Now it says it on the back label. Front label has changed. It's a young company in comparison to other brands. It's only about 20 years old. The product was introduced in Kentucky in 2020, and it was only available in Kentucky until I think this year. MGP rye. This one is uncut, unfiltered, straight out of the barrel. This one is a 2021 gold medal winner. At least the 2021 version of this was. They do have several different products. One is a single barrel, which is 105 proof. Very small batch, which is a very small batch. That's also 105 proof. Toasted barrel, 105 proof, and one of the few toasted barrel ryes that are available out there. They have a peated barrel rye. It's not from Scotch. They peat the barrels. Smoke that peat in there. From what I understand, it's not all that overwhelming like it is sometimes with Scotch. I would like to try that one. That's also 105 proof. They have a cigar rye, and I really want to try this one too. Okay, so a lot of times when... Hi, Jeff. How are you? A lot of times when you think about a cigar barrel, you think about a whiskey that you're going to drink with a cigar. No, in this case, they actually smoke the inside of the barrel, cold smoke with tobacco leaves. I want to try that. I think that would... I like the taste of cigars. I'm allergic to smoke, so I don't smoke them, but I love the smell of a cigar. I just think I would really enjoy that. It's also 105 proof. Then they've got the barrel strength straight bourbon whiskey, which is 114.4 proof. And lastly, the toasted French oak bourbon. Those are the 2 bourbons. The rest of them are ryes. And that toasted French oak bourbon is also 105 proof. This one is kind of a strange proof. It's 114.3. I know, Jeff. It sounds... I know you like cigars, and you can smoke them without dying. I'm allergic. There's some things that I've given up. I will never have a cat. And I can't smoke. I mean, I can smoke bourbon. I can smoke a pork loin or something outside, but as far as smoking, I can't do it. Let's see. So it's an odd proof. It's 57.15 alcohol by volume, percent alcohol by volume. It's also a strange sticker price in the Buckeye State, where some places it's $75, other places it's $80, like in Kentucky. Here, it's $61.65. Now, why isn't it $61.99 or $60.49? This is a very strange price, $61.65, which makes it cheaper than MSRP, you know, in the state of Ohio. So, hey, Denny, how are you? Buzzard's Roost is where we're going. So anyway, it's just odd all around. But I'm hearing great things. The mash bill is purported to be 95% rye and 5% malted barley, and that's going to be the same for all of the ryes that they do. What's different is not the juice. It's MGP juice. What's different is the barrel, the proprietary barrel that they put the juice in to get to you. And like I said, some of the secondary barrel, it may only be in there for a few weeks. Let me read to you what they say. We start by sourcing our best aged whiskey we can find, but the real magic is in our barrels. We use only brand new 53-gallon white oak barrels that are carefully toasted and very lightly charred. Each one is designed from the ground up to deliver a specific flavor. I haven't even drank anything yet. A specific flavor profile. We work closely with our cooperage to tweak every parameter of the barrel. Every parameter of the barrel. From the seasoning to the charring to the development of our custom toast profiles. All of our barrels are unique and proprietary to our company, giving Buzzard's Roost a truly one-of-a-kind flavor. After resting only a few weeks in our new barrels, the whiskey is purposefully transformed and ready for bottling. It's just interesting. One reviewer said of the small batch, which this is not, this is one of the best uses of MGP rye the industry has seen in a while. Okay, well, there you go. There's the lowdown. There's the skinny. There's the 411. All right, here we go. Woo! That's nice. No, really, that surprised me. After last week having to really stick my nose down in the glass for the pin hook, that's got some nice bouquet. Oh, yeah. I'm getting some mint. Obviously the cinnamon. Mint is like forward on it. That's odd, isn't it? Some of that, some of the signature rye scents, a little bit of a grassiness to it. Those baking spices. There's nutmeg, but definitely cinnamon. Honey. This has got a lot of nose. So far, me likey. I gotta stop saying that. I'm gonna say that to the wrong person one of these days, and they're gonna go, "What?" Some academic that's smarter than me. I'm gonna say, "Me likey." And they're gonna say, "Would you like a baba?" It's bueno. That won't work either. All right. Wow. Okay, that's nice. The bloom is stationary. If you had to take your tongue, this is my tongue. This is the front of my tongue, the tip of my tongue. This is the back of my tongue as it gets to the throat. This right in here is like, as it starts that to go down. That bloom spread out in the back of my tongue about here and just stayed there. Didn't move, didn't grow. It just started there and it stayed there. My tongue. You know, I've been told I've got a silver tongue. Sorry for that. Lots of nice flavor in that. Really nice. This is not like anything that I can ever say that I've tasted before. It's got notes in there. I'm going to go back to it. But the legs, man, I wish I could identify that. Sage. I'm getting sage on the legs. Okay, let's go back to it. My gosh. That is probably one of the nicest, most flavorful, most delicious ryes I have ever tried. That is fantastic. And it doesn't give you the same notes as a normal rye. You know, a rye is a rye. And some of them just are ryes, you know? The Redemption was that way. Only had a little bit of that rum cask in it. So there are some ryes I really, really like. There are other ryes that are that 95% rye and 5% malted barley that just taste like toasted cereal. They're good. They're great in mixers. This has a taste that's all its own. It's very unique. There's definitely a mint on the front, some citrus. The cinnamon is strong. Notes of vanilla, baking spices, just a little bit of that ryegrass, not a lot. This is really, really tasty. Really nice. All right. It does not drink like 114, what did I say, 0.4? 114.3, which is just weird. You know, they're supposed to be doubled, right? And it has to be doubled because it's 0.1, whatever. Anyway, all right, let's do the water test. With it being a higher proof, I'm really curious as to what I'm going to get out of it when I add a little bit of water to it. Just see what it does when it opens up. Boy, that's good. I almost don't want to do this, but I'm really curious about how it's going to open up. Wow, that's good. I will be picking up another bottle of this. Believe it or not, this is the only one I've got. They're seemingly always on the shelf. Just this one. I haven't seen any of the other ones. But I haven't looked real hard either. All right, that ought to do it. You know, for something that isn't aged very long, it's got the 3 years in your standard toast or charred oak barrels, white oak barrels. And then it's that secondary sit, and it may only be a few weeks, but for a light toasted barrel, it's got some really nice color to it. All right. I would say that it's more succulent, more savory, neat. The water didn't really release a whole lot. I mean, there's something about perhaps the I don't know, condensed, version of this that is just opened up. It's all right. I can't say that I love it. All right, you have me convinced. Austin. Hey, Tyler, how are you? Austin, I think you'll be very happy with this. If you're a bourbon fan and you kind of like ryes, like some of the normal ryes, like a Michter's or a, and I say normal. What is a normal rye? They're all different, but Michter's and Knob Creek and some of those ryes that have different characters to it than just like an Alberta rye that's just rye, It's got other things going on in there. You'll like this one. It's got that rye mash bill, but that secondary barreling, dang. I don't like it as much on water. It brings out more of the normal rye notes, which I think the neat pour does a great job of surpassing, right? But we'll go back to it. Let's try it. Oh, what's better? Oh, this or the old Overholt. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Okay. Golly. That's a tough one. To say which is better, again, I use a lot of caution in that because they're different, right? And what your palate says and what my palate says are two different things. I love the old Overholt 114. I love all the old Overholts. The Bottled and Bond I like better. The 114 I really, really like. It's a favorite pour. It's got a lot of character to it. This is just different. And if I had to put the two to get, against each other in a taste test, I think this one would win. It's just got so much flavor, but the flavors are different. The old Overholt doesn't have a mint overtone. It's not real heavy on the cinnamons. It's got the vanillas. This has got more nutmeg in it too. The old Overholt doesn't have that. I really love that pour. This is fantastic though. They're just different. But if I had to go strictly on the robustness of flavor, the explosion of flavor, this one. I love the old Overholt. I'm not going to give that up. I'm going to keep buying them when I see them. Matter of fact, I've missed out on my quota this week to go pick up some more. And I missed out on them last week, too. They had some there, and I didn't buy any. I forgot. I walked out and was kicking myself. Anyway, this is almost twice the cost in Ohio as the old Overholt 114, which is still the OHLQ release from 2020. Worth it. Buy it. You're going to love it. This one, just for the incredible flavors of it, that second barrel does a lot. Really does. All right, I'm missing some stuff here. Let's see. Yo, Tom, how's it going? Michael Davis watching. Good evening, sir. I need a short bio from you. Well, I was born in the projects in New York City. I was born green. Tonight, right, okay. Angel's Envy Rye versus this one. Oh, this one. Angel's Envy Rye. When I first tried it, I was in love with it. Then I tried it versus the Redemption, and I loved it a little bit less. Then I tried it again the next week, and I loved it even less. If I had to put that Angel's Envy Rye up against anything, believe it or not, you're going to kick me through the screen on this one. You're not going to like hearing this. If I had to put that Angel's Envy Rye, that finished rye from rum barrels, honestly, its closest cousin to me is the Knob Creek Smoked Maple. Not because they have necessarily flavors in common, but because they're both so freaking sweet. So stupid sweet. I mean, they do have different flavors. The Angel's Envy Rye, just cheesecake, creme brulee, very sweet, very sugary. There's no sugar in it, but it tastes sugary to me. This kicks Angel's Envy's behind. Up and down the street, both ways, in the snow, uphill. I cracked myself up. All right, let's see. Did you have the opportunity to taste the old Overholt 11-year while I was in Ohio? I never saw it, Austin. I never knew it was here. So, no, I didn't. But it was a lower proof than the 114, so I probably would have liked it. I do like the smoothness of those whiskeys and ryes that are allowed to sit for a while. This is only a 3-year, and it does not drink like 114.3. It's just stinking delicious and goes down the palate really nice. I don't like it with water, though. Not as much. Daniel, how are you, sir? Glad you're here. What about the Old Elk Rye? I haven't tried that yet, Denny. The only Old Elk I've tried so far is the Wheated Bourbon, and I love it. I really like it. I can't even compare. It's been a while since I've had it, so I don't know the notes anymore that I had when that I wrote when I had that. But this is just such a unique pour. All right. Now let's give it the next test. Sometimes these things fall apart on water, and they're really good on ice. So we're going to get out one of my Wintersmith's Ice Spheres. Why do I sound like Jean-Luc Picard every time I talk about my ice spheres? Engage. getting talked to here. I may have an extra old Overholt 11 year. I will allow it, Kevin. I'll allow it. You can put a bow on it and everything. Okay, that's good. I found myself not wanting to finish it on water. It just, you know, it's so underwhelming compared to being neat to me. I'm blown away by this bottle. You know, I've had some disappointments here lately. The Pinhook I was so excited about. Didn't like it. Tasted young, and it's older than this. Just tasted young. This is outstanding. And you know what else is nice about it? You might look at it and think with the double barrel gimmick from, you know, it's MGP juice, sits in their barrels for 3 years, goes in a proprietary barrel for a matter of weeks, and comes out this. And you might look at that as a gimmick. But to me, I don't think of it as a gimmick. There's no wooden spire thrown down into it. It's not put up in a big steel tank with a bunch of cut up barrels, or it's not somehow chemically altered to age faster. I don't look at that as a gimmick. I look at it as genius. All right, let's get it cold. Kevin says it's delicious, the 11-year Old Overholt. So I'll be taking donations. All right. Here we go. I like it better on ice than I did on water, but I still like it better neat. As you would expect, when you put it on ice, the flavors are muted. But the things that come out are still pretty good. Still got that mint overtone, nutmegs, cinnamon, some of the baking spices. The honey comes back. It's very similar to the neat pour, only it's muted and settled down and there's no burn on the back. Okay, I haven't missed anything. I think I got, oh, there's one more thing about this that I found. There is a song. There was a collaboration between Buzzard's Roost and a guy by the name of Ryan Neck, something like that. It came out in February. It's a song called Buzzard's Roost. And I'm going to guess it's a country song. It's on all the major platforms. So go to Spotify or Amazon or Apple or whatever your preferred platform is for listening to streaming music. Pandora's a little harder to use. But look for that, Buzzard's Roost. And I was going to queue it up, but then I'd get dinged for copyright when I post this. I was using a Toto song when we first got started, or early in the process, and got copyright dinged. So if I play it over the Bourbcast, it's going to get copyright dinged, and that just ticks me off. I mean, I understand copyright. I'm a creative. I've been doing this for forever. But anyway, so find it. It's called Buzzard's Roost, and you'll find it on Spotify and Apple and Amazon and all those. Marcy's with us. Marcy, how are you? I'm glad you're here. Next week, you need to tell your friends. We got to up our lady quotient here. All right? All right, just to recap, because we're pretty well done. Buzzard's Roost, fantastic neat, meh on water, pretty good on ice. It is a 3-year MGP rye that is then barreled again in a proprietary barrel designed by Buzzard's Roost. It's only in there for a few weeks, and it comes out transformed. There are 6 different products. This is the barrel proof rye. It is fantastic. If you see this on the shelf, buy it. If I'm wrong, if you don't like it, let me know. I'll take it off your hands. It's that good. I want another one, and I may buy this one as crazy as I've been buying the Old Overholt. Although the reason I've been buying that one crazy is because it's limited. It came out in OHLQ in 2020. It was only available in Ohio and Pennsylvania, and that's it. So once it's gone, it's gone. I have a feeling this is going to be around for a while. This is fantastic. So, next week. What are we doing next week? Well, I think we're going to be here 2 days in a row next week. Next Wednesday is May the 4th. Right? And since the 4th will be with us, we're going to be doing something kind of Star Wars related. Now, I did an internet search looking for something that was a whiskey that was designed for, not maybe on purpose, but that would have been good for May 4th. And I found all sorts of cocktails and drinks and this and that, but I couldn't find a bourbon that I really thought would be a good fit for May the 4th. And then I was getting set up for this, and I looked down, and by golly, there it was, the perfect bottle. Cask Strength Rebel. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. We're going to be doing the Cask Strength Rebel. Find out what secrets this queen is hiding, this princess is hiding. And this is what we're going to be doing next Wednesday for May 4th day. And then we're going to come back on Thursday for a very special Cinco de Mayo Bourbcast. I'm thinking what we're probably going to do is another tequila drink. I've got another Don Julio here that I just happened upon. This is the, it's not going to be on the shelves very long. It's the Private Cask. It's aged only 10 months, and it's 85.4 proof. So it's a little higher proof than some of the other ones, but I think this is what we're going to do on Thursday. But we're going to visit the Rebel base on Wednesday, May the 4th, and May the 4th be with you. I'll say that now just so I can be first. Ha ha ha! All right, guys, that's it. This one was quick, and that's the way I'm going to try to keep them if I can. Just get in and get out, and I really do appreciate you coming back week after week. It's neat to see all the names pop up and checking out my silliness and watching me do this stuff. And I try to give you the honest reviews. If there's something I don't like that pinhook was really disappointing to me. I was so hyped over that. Really disappointing to me. This one I wasn't excited about, and it's fantastic. Buzzard's Roost. This is the barrel strength rye. Straight rye whiskey. It is extremely, extremely good. So we will see you next Wednesday, May the 4th, and then we'll be back on Thursday the 5th. All right? So you guys have a fantastic what's left of your week. Drink responsibly, and we will see you later.